kids. Let's see. Today is the 9th, October 9th. October 9th. We're going to multiply and divide. We kind of went over it yesterday, but we didn't actually practice. Okay, so in 6th grade, right, you guys learned how to do this, right? I hope. Like, if I give you 5 times negative 2, what's 5 times negative 2? Negative 10, right? And if I give you negative 22 divided by negative 2, what's negative 22 divided by negative? Positive 11, right? So, basically, if it's the same, it equals a positive. If it's different, it equals a negative.
Yes.
You wrote that in your little thing, right? So just a little review. Okay, cool. So I'm teaching you this, thinking you all know and remember this from 6th grade, right? So if it's the same sign, like here, they're both the same, so it's going to give you a positive. If they're different signs, it's going to be a negative, no matter which one's more, or which one's bigger, or what came first, or what came second. That doesn't come into play with multiplying and dividing. So you will need to do this in high school and in 8th grade. You do need to know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide forever. And if you go on to college and take a math course, you'll need it in college. So positive and negative numbers you'll need forever. All right, so how do I deal with, so this is like level 1. I'm assuming you guys are all good with level 1. What if it's level 2? What is level 2, Miss O'Malley? Here's level 2.
It gets harder than that?
Yeah, for sure. This is A-okay. So what happens when you have 3 numbers? Well, what are you guys going to do?
Add the negative 4 with positive. Divide the negative 3 with 4.
I heard add and divide.
Multiply.
My little heart can't take this.
Wait.
Yes.
Don't we distribute the negative 3 by them and then makes it simpler?
No.
No?
Because it's not distributive property. Distributive property only has one set of parentheses. Yes.
Oh, okay. Do we add the negative 1?
Why are we saying adding?
Multiply the negative 3 by 4.
Yeah, just multiply. Just multiply. Okay. Interesting. All right. A lot of interesting answers. You might have known what to do, but maybe couldn't explain it to me.
Exactly.
All right. So here's what I would do. There's a couple ways to do it. Just multiply the numbers. So what's 3 times 4 times 4?
That's negative 12. 48. And then that's 48.
Okay. So let's say 48. Okay, that's just multiplying the numbers, right? 3 times 4 is 12. 12 times 4, 48. Okay, so we understand that? 48. We're good? We're good. Okay, now you're dealing with the negatives. So here's one way of remembering it. If it's an even number of negatives, your answer is going to be positive. If it's an odd number, your answer is going to be negative. Or 2 of them cancel out. So I have 2 of them. So what's going to happen when these 2? They cancel each other out. Or you can count how many negative numbers are there. There's 2 negative numbers. Is that an even or an odd number? It's even. 2 is even. So our answer is going to be positive. That's why I said, how many negatives are there? 2. And I held up the number 2 in my hand. And I said, 2 is even or odd? Even. So that means that our answer is going to be positive because there's 2 ways to think about it. Because it's even number, it's going to be a positive answer because it's even. Or on those 2 negatives cancel each other out. Okay, all right. Let's try another one. What if I give you
another one?
Another one. Yes. Thanks. negative 1 times negative 5 times negative 3. Okay, no parentheses on dots. This is all dots.
Dots.
Negative 1 times negative 5 times negative 3. Okay, don't worry about the negatives. Just multiply the numbers. What's 1 times 5 times 3?
16.
15.
Did I hear 16?
No, we didn't.
Oh.
We did not.
I forgot. I added the one.
Yeah. Okay, we've already moved on. Okay,
Stop adding.
so 1 times 5 times 3 is 15, right? Okay, now count how many negative signs numbers you have.
3.
1, 2, 3. I have 3 numbers that are negative. Is that even or is that odd? Odd. So if you have an odd number of negative numbers, your answer is going to be negative. Because it's odd number. So this is odd and this is even. That's one way of doing it. Or you can do the Dorito man. But it's kind of different because there's 3 numbers. So you have to do like 2 Dorito mans. These 2 Dorito mans give you a positive, right? These 2 would give you a positive. And then you would restart the Dorito man. These 2 gave me a positive, and this one gave me a negative, so you end up with a negative. You would need 2 Dorito mans for that one. That's why some of you might find the even and odd easier than dealing with 2 Dorito men. People. What if it's a Dorito woman? With a ponytail.
Do we have to draw that?
Yes.
Everything she does, we draw.
Yeah, you have to draw everything.
I don't know. Okay.
The art is
That's
too
her-
good. I can't possibly.
I cannot replicate that.
I know, because my artistic ability is like level 100.
Amazing.
Her
Yes.
hair for mine looks like a tree branch.
Add some more fullness. Add some more fullness.
Why is her
Add some,
Okay, Bob Ross.
I don't know. Oh, Bob Ross. Yes, I know who that is.
Put pom-poms in her hand. It looks like she...
Why does her drawing have better hair?
You should put another, you should put another
Same.
bun on her head.
Like pigtails?
Yeah. I'm gonna do
Shall
that.
we do pigtails?
Yes.
Sure.
I love how the boys are like, yes, pigtails.
Now she looks like she has... If you put pom-poms in her hand, she looks like a cheerleader.
Bro, it's a Dorito. Not a cheerleader.
It's
All
a
right.
cheerleader Dorito.
It's an Asian Dorito. It's a chip.
Mason, I do not see Dorito woman on your paper with pigtails.
Dorito.
Oh, yeah. Her name's Dorito.
Why is she so Dorito?
Seriously, right? She has gym practice every week.
Why do you write the papers in your book?
I did it. I left my notebook at home.
It looks like one side of her hair has. Why don't you reach your notebook in like your own
It's because she's like in air and like it's gravity's working and. All right.
Oh yeah. With the green stain.
I want to draw more.
Greg,
Yeah.
how do you leave your notebook? Just take it out and just leave it.
Yeah.
Why? You just like leaving it.
Why?
Oh.
I copied the entire notes from this.
All right. Here we go.
Dorito.
-7 times 4 times -2 times -3 times -1. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Now, does everybody remember that when you have a lot of parentheses like this and they're all next to each other, it means multiplication?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nick.
So
One.
just multiply the numbers. Don't worry about the negatives until the end.
4.
Can you multiply in any order? Yeah. You can multiply in any order. So however you want to pair them up, you can pair them up.
That is going to be 28. 28.
I got 168.
Wait, okay. Let me cook now. Let me cook. I said let me cook.
Please.
Let's see.
I think I did it.
The answer is
The answer is
I did.
a number.
I think I got 160.
Yeah, 160.
I multiplied 2 times 3.
1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4. Is that even or odd? So if it's even, it's going to be a positive. Okay?
Oh.
I just multiplied 2 times 3, ignored the 1, and then multiplied 7 times 4, and then multiplied those 2 together.
I multiplied 28 times 6. Don't you get different
Yes, I did.
answers if you multiply different way?
You do not get different answers because it's all multiplication. Now, if I had a plus sign over here and a minus sign over there and a division sign, then yes, you would get different answers if we all did it differently. But because it's all the same operation, you could have, like Gregory and others, like, oh, I did 6 times this and I, switched the order. That's fine because it's all multiplication. Good question.
Operation.
All right. Okay, are we okay?
Yeah.
What should I give you next?
Worksheet.
No.
One second.
Oh my god.
Wait, it's early day, remember?
I do not remember.
They gave us
They just got to do a worksheet.
We'll get to worksheets.
Thank you. Fine.
Yay.
Okay, so can we apply our knowledge, Heel and Benjamin, of negative numbers with fractions?
That's super duper easy peasy.
Good. So just looking at the problem, is our answer going to be positive or is our answer going to be negative?
Negative.
Yeah, so even before you start, you're going to have a negative answer. Now, do you want to simplify before or do you want to simplify after?
I'm gonna simplify after.
Of course.
I mean, this one's not gonna be too hard. This
This one's pretty easy. That's very suspicious.
Okay. I got
Wait, let me cook. Don't say the answer.
7. Yay. Negative 2 over 7. Oh. Because she already wrote it.
But they're not looking. And I didn't say it.
Oh.
So everyone's busy. And then they look up and they're like, yay, or ooh.
Uh-oh.
Imagination. I got it. Just imagine they didn't hear me. Only thing I did is I forgot to add the negative. I forgot there was a negative. And then I did it, and then I looked up, and then I added the negative.
You cheater.
Okay, stop. Now, do you remember how to divide fractions?
Yeah.
I think. You're not really dividing. Actually?
Yeah, you're right. You're not really dividing. Excuse me. Ooh, how about that? How about this? Negative 3/4 divided by negative 10 over 16. How do I divide fractions?
Okay, you have to do it to change that.
Yep. So, then simplify the corners. Simplify the corners. So much easier to simplify the corners, don't you guys think?
Yeah, it is.
Wait, is it the 10 on the bottom supposed to be negative?
So, the negative on a fraction. One or two things.
It doesn't change.
You're more, it can go anywhere. Just, if it appears once, make sure it still appears. It appears once, so make sure it appears once. Don't put two negatives, right, in the fraction. Sometimes on worksheets, you'll see the negative on the side. You'll see the negative on the side. It won't be on top, it won't be on the bottom. It'll be right on the line of the fraction. So then you can put it on the top or the bottom. Doesn't matter.
Also, is it just saying that the fraction altogether
Is negative. And same thing here. This right here also tells you that the whole thing is negative. Okay? But what I don't want to see, which is mathematically incorrect, is this. Like, why don't I want to see this? Because technically, if it's written like this, if you do this, then that means they cancel out, right? Then you would have a positive. But it's like, no, I have a negative fraction. So only one. You can put it on the top or you can put it on the bottom. Usually people will put it in their answer at the top. Like, usually people will put it on the top.
Yeah.
I got negative 6.
So putting it on the bottom is that's what I got. I got negative 6.
Did you put it on the bottom?
No, but like if you put it on the bottom, it's still correct.
It's still correct. It looks weird.
It looks weird.
Like, it's fine. It's still the same thing. It's like I have 4 quarters or I have $1. They look different, but they're the same. Yeah. So what do we get? 4.
Negative 6 over 5.
You get
So is that negative in the 16 imaginary or is that
12, 10, right? Which is 1 and 2 tenths, which is 1 and 1/5. Did we all get 1 and 1/5 at the very end? Okay, cool. Now let's deal with the negative. A negative times a negative is going to give you a positive. So at the end, your answer is positive. If you wrote it,
So it is imaginary.
if you wrote it here and then here, because you're like, Miss Lamelli, I made the 10 the negative. So then I got negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Miss Lamelli got 1 times negative 10 is negative 10. I did this. I'm going to tell you, okay, cool. What are these two negatives going to do? They're going to pair up and disappear into the sunset.
Imagination.
It goes back to, this is a fraction, right? But it's also what kind of problem. Is this an addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division problem? Does anybody know what fractions are? Are fractions addition, multiplication, what are they?
Division.
They're division problems, right? I can write this as a division problem, right? And we have before. So it goes back to what's a negative divided by a negative? Positive. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. Okay, your choice. Would you like to divide or would you like to multiply?
Multiply.
Okay, let's do democracy for a second. Let's vote. Multiplication would be your first choice. Division is your second choice. Okay, let's vote. Multiplication. Okay, division.
Majority vote 1.
Okay. I mean, I could be a dictator and be like, you're all doing division. Your vote doesn't count. What? It's only fair.
We have 10 minutes. Wait, both sides, right? Both sides, right? Yay, both sides.
Not again. My hair grows fast.
You don't have to shade. I'm not shading.
Yay!
I feel
Oh my gosh.
It'll go faster.
I'm not shading.
I'll finish the pumpkin.
Well, Sammy, you slide on your knees. Why are your knees so weak?
So we have 10 minutes. It's about 7 minutes worth of work. So this is multiplication. Super duper easy, I believe. Write your answers next to it. So what's negative 5 times negative 10? I mean, oh man, what's negative 5 times negative 2?
10. You gave us the answer.
It's not negative. I didn't get that right.
So